As announced, I'm President and Advisor of the International Society of Civil Engineering Planners. Some of you might be familiar with the organization. We have members in 84 countries, and we are very proud also to have members from China as well. I'm a planner, actually initially an architect, and then I switched to planning as I got so much interested in a broader perspective, and I did planning at the University of Belgrade. So, in my presentation, I will be addressing some issues which relate culture to planning. Being a planner, I'm very much interested in planning concepts, planning ideas, planning methodology, and these are the issues I will address today. So, oops, no, I have to go one by one. Okay. So, as you can see, I will start with a couple of words on talking about the relationship between two, and then I will move forward to what planners do and how introducing culture to planning and relating planning to culture, how makes actually our work different. It doesn't go. Okay. Sustainability, which started as just one of the movements in the late 60s, gradually developed into a complex structure of values, ideas, relations, and practical application modes. Initially described as a triangle made of economic, social, and environmental sustainability, and focused on the area where the three meet. It is nowadays perceived as a quadrangle, as culture emerged as a fourth pillar of philosophy. The change was triggered by the departure of the long-standing differentiation between culture and social discourse, and the emergence of a new understanding where the two interrelate and work together. Culture has become equal to the way of life and an expression of local values, visions, and ideas which bring communities together. Accordingly, it has become the parameter in making places real and livable. This has created a new and different environment for all those who are engaged in placemaking. As Alfonso de Gara put it, we need to reinvent urbanism and discover new instruments. We need to learn from the past and go beyond traditional paradigm. We need to expand our disciplinary boundaries and explore new horizons. In taking culture as a fourth pillar, contemporary planning recognizes two different approaches. They do not exclude each other and often go together. The first goes along the recognized uniqueness places have, which are readily available to work with. The second one is more concerned with inventing places. Opposite to the first one, where local culture already exists and is available. In the second one, it has to be conceived and created. In the first, culture is seen as a key factor in safeguarding identity of place and what is already there, while in the second one, it comes as a result of interventions that are set by planners, politicians, decision makers, or architects. Now I realize that some of my slides got mixed up, so we were supposed to see this one, and after that, that one, and after that, this one, which was followed by the one we had just seen. Okay. The real impacts of any space-related strategy or action are most visible at the local level. It is there where everything starts and where people experience the results in their everyday life. In making sustainable communities happen, different approaches are being used. Countries employ both hard and soft strategies. Lately, the emphasis is slowly moving to the latter, as they provide more room for making development projects attuned to action, engage local citizens throughout the process, secure participation of the local stakeholders, tailor solutions to local circumstances, support local initiatives, and learning by doing practice. Sustainable development is becoming spread over a larger number of issues, and the number of those who are taking different responsibilities is enlarging. There are many good examples to learn from. In some, the responsible governments provide a platform for change, lead the process, and move their cities and towns towards a sustainable future. In others, they come in response to citizens' initiatives or actions taken by different stakeholders, be it, and again, I'm having troubles with my slides, being the Amscher Park and IBA projects in Germany, or a small-scale project, the Studenica small-scale hydro plant, developed right in the middle of the UNESCO Protected Heritage Area in Serbia, which stands as a perfect example of reconciliation of cultural conservation and energy production, or on the city scale, the renewal project of Abandoibarra district in Bilbao, Spain, or finally, Bazaar in Abu Dhabi, which stands as a brilliant example of translating the codes of traditional architecture into the contemporary architectural language. Now we have to go back to, I hope, this one. As sustainable development correlates to local settings and local culture, responds to local circumstances and embraces local knowledge, the dynamic interchange between culture and space requires from planners and all those who participate in placemaking new visions and ideas, innovative solutions, and the modes of work which support and enhance it. Accordingly, planning is changing, and I have identified 3 areas which, from my perspective, are most important. Innovative approaches to conceiving spatial and urban organization, by placing the issue of culture among the major contributing factors to spatial and urban development, introducing culture-relevant criteria in considering land uses and urban spatial organization, exploring how the urban form transforms in response to culture-based requirements and what effects these requirements impose on cities and regions. Involving the community and carefully listening to what citizens have to say, what their experiences are, and what ideas they may have. Mobilizing citizens' interest in making their communities resilient and more secure places for living. Understanding that multifaceted environment and diverse opportunities call for multiple stakeholders, local, regional, or national. The second block refers to the new ways of doing better by unlocking local potentials for doing better, considering the views of different disciplines and different approaches, changing the way resources are being used, distributed, and allocated for use, linking knowledge to action, understanding places and impacts, understanding people, learning from others how their successful practice could be brought to the urban environment, supporting local initiatives, and transforming decision-making procedures. Last but not least, there are clear effects on planning methodology. Upgrading planning methodology by introducing new methods and techniques, especially those based on ICT. Changing the planning procedures and evaluation techniques by introducing culture-based criteria for evaluating planning options and making choices. Strengthening the relationship between urban planning and culture-based discipline. Introducing culture-sensitive indicators and making them part of the standard indicator packages. Developing new measurement instruments and standards. Thank you, and I'm very sorry about the slide presentation, which didn't go the way as was planned and put together. This was, by the way, checked before the session, but somehow some magical forces worked in between.